History Through Coinage presents. The coin story of the founding of Rome. As we know and have heard, the city of Rome wasn't built in a day. What we see today in Rome is quite different than what existed 2,000 years ago, and certainly at its founding around 750 BCE. The story of the founding of the city is one of the most well-known and popular stories of Roman mythology. With some interesting variations, there are countless depictions in art, stone reliefs, and in coinage of how Romulus and Remus founded Rome so many centuries ago. This short video is to highlight the story of these twins and focus on some of the coins depicting that tradition throughout the centuries. When King Procas of Alba Longa died in 1794 BCE, his son and rightful heir, Numitor, was usurped by his brother, Iulus. To prevent any challenge to his rule, Aeneas murdered Numitor's sons and forced his daughter, Rhea Silvia, to be a Vestal virgin. At some time later, the god Mars visited her. Depending on the tradition, she was either seduced or forcibly impregnated by Mars. Romulus and Remus were the result. It seems that many myths have a similar backstory. When King Aeneas found out about the birth of the twins, he imprisoned Rhea Silvia. He ordered one of his servants to dispatch the infants. However, the king's servant showed mercy and set them adrift on the river Tiber. The Roman historian Livy tells the story of the infants Romulus and Remus in his work named From the Founding of the City. According to Livy, in that year, the Tiber had flooded and as such carried the infants into a flatland. As the water receded, it deposited them on a flat piece of land where the she-wolf known as Lupa nursed them. A shepherd named Fastulius discovered the infants and took them home. He, along with his wife, Aquila Laurentia, raised the boys as their own. When Romulus and Remus became adults, they learned of their royal lineage. They returned and restored their maternal grandfather, Numitor, as king in 752 BCE. The twins went out to establish their own city, but they couldn't agree on which hill, the Palatine or the Aventine. According to Livy, Remus insulted Romulus's wall by leaping over it and was killed either by Romulus or by one of his followers. This coin depicts the she-wolf nursing the twins in a cave at the base of the Palatine Hill. This earlier variation depicts the she-wolf nursing the twins as well, but without the cave. This variation, several hundred years later, also depicts the she-wolf nursing the twins as well, and without the cave. This variant of the myth shows the she-wolf putting a stick on a brazier, as an eagle fans the flames with its wings. This coin connects Caesar's divine origins and family bloodline with the goddess Venus on the obverse, through her son Aeneas, who is carrying his father on the reverse. The reverse of this Republican Denarius depicts the national goddess Roma seated, flanked by birds, supporting the divine and auspicious nature of the founding of Rome. This Aureus has the same motif as the previous coin, yet many decades later. After being rescued and cared for by the she-wolf, the boys were discovered by a shepherd, Fastulius. He and his wife, Aquila Laurentia, raised them as their own. The reverse of this coin depicts the shepherd, the she-wolf, and the twins, along with birds and a fig tree, a sacred tree near the cave. This rare brass coin has Roma on the reverse, seated, surrounded by Rome's 7 hills, she-wolf, and the twins. The river guard Tiber is reclining on the right. On this common Republican coin, Roma is helmeted on the obverse. The divine twins, Castor and Pollux, on the reverse are credited with preventing a catastrophic Roman defeat at the Battle of Lake Regillus. This coin depicts the abduction of the Sabine women soon after the founding of Rome by Romulus and his followers. The obverse is the king of the Sabines, Titus Tatius. Romulus purposely staged the abduction during a festival. This coin depicts the Sabine soldiers killing Vestal Virgin Tarpeia with their shields. She offered to betray Rome in exchange for gold. Sabine king Titus Tatius depicted on the obverse. This coin variation depicts Tarpeia with just the Sabine shields piled around her. The cost of her betrayal was high. Augustus is depicted on the obverse. In many of these examples, the issuer claims descent. Here, the issuer claims descent from two kings, Numa Pompilius and Anucus Marius. Even Brutus, the infamous murderer of Julius Caesar, issued coins claiming royal descent from two kings. On the obverse, L. Junius Brutus founded the Republic after dispatching Rome's last king. He also served as Rome's first consul. The reverse is C. Servilius Achilla, equally famous for killing Spurius Malleolus, another who intended to crown himself king of Rome. Just like most people, the Romans revered their past. They explained it with an interesting mix of fact, myth, and invention. There are different, often multiple accounts of Rome's origins and of important events from its formative years. Fortunately for coin collectors, some of Rome's foundational myths are reflected in their coin designs of the Republic and the Empire. Thank you for taking a look at some of these wonderful and interesting coins.